Today, we're going to be talking about gear. My friend Bob here will be helping us out as he's modeling my kit. Bob doesn't speak very much, the complete opposite of my ex-girlfriend, who had something to say about everything. Moving forward, one of the first big misconceptions for people starting off in airsoft is that you have to spend a lot of money on gear. False. Many airsoft fields will rent both gear and equipment, and if you're new to the sport, there's nothing wrong with running a game with jeans and a long sleeve shirt. But if you're looking to get into the more military simulation aspect of airsoft, also more commonly known as mil-sim, you don't have to part with your life savings. A little research and time spent on the web researching gear, not other things, can save you a lot of time and money and still get a kit together that looks pretty good. Now, it's important to note that there are generally two types of products out there, ones that are made for actual military and law enforcement use, and ones that are made for airsoft and paintball. The gear made for airsoft and paintball are generally of a lesser quality known as replicas, but may still look the same. Today we'll focus on products made for airsoft as it's generally more reasonable in terms of price. Starting from the top, you don't have to wear a helmet, but I've been hit in the head before with paintball and decided I didn't like it. In my first airsoft game, I ran with an IBH, Integrated Ballistic Helmet Replica. The origin of this helmet is that it was developed for special operations by ILC Dover in the mid to late 90s. It could integrate oxygen masks, night vision devices, and communication systems, but only 741 were made. I was attracted to the unique shape and got some compliments on the helmet out on the field. However, my friend Sean pointed out to me, what happens if you get hit in the ear? There's no cover for your ears on this helmet because it was made to be integrated with communications gear. It was also difficult to find reasonably priced headsets or military-looking hearing protection that could act as a replica. Another minor issue with this helmet is that the screws retaining the suspension system are about 1/4 of an inch too big, causing some wiggling, and the foam pads that come with the helmet were not made too well. These facts, combined with my obsessive belief that buying more things will make me happy, caused me to switch to a cheaper Midge-style 2000 helmet. This ran for $25 on Weapon Blender Airsoft. It's lighter than the IBH at 1.3 pounds and has adjustable chin straps. My friend Frank even helped me drill a hole into the front of the helmet to accommodate an NVG mount that I had found. The only con is that the suspension system is made of nylon that is slippery, so you may have to constantly adjust the helmet straps. To solve this, you can either tape them in place or replace the suspension system entirely. Moving on to eye protection. Eye protection may be one of the most important things you buy in airsoft, and it's important to buy quality. You only have one set of eyes. An injury from a plastic BB at 400 feet per second can cause serious injury or even blindness. Always use goggles that have a full seal and make sure that they're properly adjusted. In my last game of airsoft, I ran with ESS goggles that I was issued for deployment to Iraq. These are Arena's flakjack goggles that were also made for the military, but feature a razorback venting technology which supposedly helps with fogging. Now, some of you have probably seen a similar pair of goggles on GoogleOverstock.com, the same pair in desert tan being sold for a discounted price, mentioning a minor distortion in the lens. I've checked with the vendor and they've assured me that it does not affect the ANSI rating or protective nature of the goggle. So if you're okay with that, you can pick up a pair of these for about $16. Otherwise, a pair of military rated goggles can run you anywhere from $40 to $80. That being said, if you're going to spend a lot of money on any type of protective gear for airsoft, this is probably one to spend on. Next, we'll cover the Hakatsu Iron Face Mask. I decided to use a 2-part protective system rather than a whole paintball mask because I wanted something less bulky and more comfortable. This mask is made of a flexible plastic and does the job, and it runs for about $10 at Hotspot Airsoft. You can also buy it on Amazon.com with a pair of goggles at a discounted price. The only minus about the 2-part system is that a little more of your face and neck is exposed, but this can be mitigated by wearing your collar in the up position or sporting a ski mask or balaclava. Now, on to gloves. Here I have the Hatch combat glove that I used in Iraq. It's the HCG 752 made of goatskin leather, a little bit of Kevlar, and a little bit of PVC. It runs about $30. They're a little bit faded, as you can see, but they are reliable. The leather knuckle is not as protective as the hard knuckle gloves made by Oakley or other companies, but it's decent enough to make those hits to your knuckles a little less painful. More popular is what Bob is wearing, the Nomex flight gloves, and you can find these non-issue versions for about $20 or less. The cons are that they're a lighter weight, they fray sometimes, and they won't protect your knuckles as well, but they are decent enough. On to clothing. There's really no reason to go straight onto an online store and buy a brand new set of fatigues. If you're looking to have a military look, there are several surplus stores and even websites where you can find uniforms at a discounted price. On ArmySurplusWorld.com, you can find a used set of ACUs for about $35. Patches can also add some fun and some character to your outfit, but my recommendation is that if you're not military, choose novelty patches and logos rather than actual military units or rank. Even as a current military officer, I'm not representing the Army on the airsoft field, so I always remove my patches and rank before playing. Be respectful of our currently serving military members and our veterans, and you'll stay out of trouble. There's nothing more frustrating than suffering a sprain or some kind of knee injury, a torn meniscus, or even worse, when a $10 piece of plastic could have saved you from your troubles. These are military-issued elbow pads and knee pads, and I got them off of eBay, lightly used but for a very reasonable price, around $20. I would recommend staying away from the Emerson advanced knee and elbow pads that are $20 for the set. The buckle on one of the knee pads broke in my first match of a day of airsoft, and they are not as sturdy. Finally, onto the plate carrier. This is the Strike Style plate carrier in Coyote Tan. It has triple stitching and comes with magazine pouches, a utility pouch, and also the admin pouch. Now, it probably won't last you anywhere close to a lifetime, but as long as you're not trying to use it in a deployment or you're thrashing it around too badly, it will probably last you for about a year or two without need of repair. A note to service personnel: do not try to use airsoft replicas for actual duty. Earlier, we tested whether an actual SAPI plate would fit into the compartment, and it did, but there's no telling how long it would actually hold for. Now, the one thing I can't recommend to you 100% without doubts are boots. Personally, I have found that the Belleville 390 Desert Boot has been the most reliable pair that I've ever owned and will last me about 3 years, including a deployment. They're not the most comfortable, but they are durable and reliable. Other boots may appear to have a sneaker-like appearance and seem more comfortable, but they usually will not last long and will get torn up when put to hard use. You'll have to shop around and find the boot that best fits you. The same principles in sneaker selection apply here, and you may need inserts to round them out. That's all the time we'll have for today. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, play airsoft, have fun, and be safe.